Hi everyone, Reverend Dr. Katie here. We just had a technical blip. Hopefully, this one will be just perfect for all of you. So, let's talk a little bit today about what it's like to figure out your purpose so that you can share your wisdom, so that you can share your gifts with the world. I see so many of you each and every day, and it warms my heart whenever I do, who are so eager to share what you have deep inside of you with everyone. And this is like to me the heart of the Jesus message. Jesus was here for a short amount of time on earth to share his message, to give his inner light to the world, to teach us how to live the most conscious life possible. And Jesus instructed Jesus's followers to go out there and to do likewise. Like Jesus departed the earth and said, it's up to all of you now. And that continues to us. It's actually up to us to continue the Jesus story and the Jesus message. So I see so many people who are eager, like you have something that is welling deep within you. Like you have a deep certainty that there's something there. And you are eager to share whatever that something is that's deep inside of you with the world, with people, with ears to hear, with eyes to see, right? So does this describe you? If so, let me know. And I have so been there where I'm like, I know I have a message. I know it's way deep inside me, but I'm not exactly sure what it is or how to put it into words or maybe even how to put it into actions in my daily life, much less how to share this with everyone. And so, but that is actually what we're here to do. We're here to discover why we have this burning desire within us so that we can actually share it with everyone. And so, when we know that we're deeply, deeply called to offer healing, we're called to offer our gifts to the world, we're called to maybe speak or live in a certain way, we're called to serve others in a certain way, but we don't have a clue where to begin. The spiritual ramifications of this are really, really big, right? That's we might be filled with worry, we might be filled with anxiety, we might kind of have that constant nagging feeling like, I don't know, it's almost like that desire is deep inside of us knocking on our heart's door saying, wait, remember me, remember me, remember me, you're supposed to be sharing. But then we don't know how to get out there and do that, and we don't know what the message is yet, right? We have to figure out what that message is first before we can get out there and before we can share it with the world. Now, this group, my Facebook group, the Metaphysical Christian, I just love you all so much. The group is almost 3 years old. We're going so strong. I love everyone's energy in the group. And I see so many of you all the time who or just telling me, I'm like, I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to share. I have deep wisdom, but I'm not exactly sure what it is or the ways that I can go about accessing that so that I can share it with the world. And from the very beginning, like from the very, very beginning, I think like in week 1 of this group, I said, it's my desire, it's my goal to train as many of you as I can and all these different forms that we have so that you can go out there and you can be the light, you can be the wisdom, you can share the wisdom in the world. And God relies on us to do that. Like we literally are the body of Christ here on earth, and it is up to us to get out there. It's up to us to I mean, really, like to use really old school words, like to be the missionaries. And I don't mean that in the damaging, toxic way. I mean that in like the best way. Like we're supposed to get out there and show the best of what it is to be a Jesus follower to everyone. And there's no one I would trust more than all of you to be on that journey. The way I do that is through teaching people about how to connect to their metaphysical gifts, connect to the quantum world, connect to the energetic world, use that in their daily lives so they can become a shining example of what that is like to get rid of all that toxic, all the toxic messages that come from so many places in the Christian world and get out there and be the best Jesus follower that they can be, whether that's directly in service to others, whether that's within members of your household, whether that's within your community, the way you interact and operate within the world, the way that the peace that you feel and when you get out there and you live your daily life. This can take so many different forms, but that wisdom can't be shared until you articulate what it is. So one kind of error I see a lot is that people know they have something deep down inside of them. If you're watching this video, you've made it this far. Yeah, I know that you do. You absolutely have that deep message, that deep desire within you. If you didn't have that, you would have turned this off a long time ago. So let's explore that a little bit. So I see people who are really eager to share the message, but they skip the part of finding out what the message is. They skip the part of finding out their particular purpose. Y'all, we're all here on planet Earth for, really special reason. Again, if you made it this far, then that means you're seeking what your wisdom is, what your particular purpose and what your message is. And then when we can find that, we can get out there and do the Jesus work in the way that we are supposed to. So the way I do it may not look like the way someone else does it, may not look like the way someone else does it, but they're all unique and they're all very specific to us and to finding our inner wisdom, your inner wisdom. So even I really want you to own that. Like, yeah, I'm here to find my inner wisdom that God has given to you. They're all unique. We all have these unique thumbprints, these unique soul prints, these unique ways of being in the world and finding out what is the core of that Jesus message that lights you up. Because only then and only then can you get out there and share it with someone else. Some people try to get out there and just start sharing everything, like every single thing that they may think, without having that deep knowingness inside of them. And so that's obviously a really important step that we have to have in place before we can get out there and share at the highest level. So if you think about it like this, if a first grader says, deep in my heart, I know that I am supposed to share the mathematical like joys and principles of the world. I see the interconnectedness in numbers of the universe, the fabric of the universe, and they go out there and try to teach calculus, they've not yet learned long division. So it has to go in a kind of particular order. There has to be a solid foundation to build up on in order to find that inner wisdom is, in order to get it out there into the world at the highest level. And so that's really one of the major reasons I created this group, so that you all know you're not alone, so that you can find and access that deep inner wisdom, and so that you can share it really responsibly and with a lot of life out there in the world. So when that happens, this is the point at which that inner thumping in your heart that's like, remember me, remember me, remember me, shifts, and it says, oh my gosh, you're doing it, awesome. What's the next message that we need? How can we go deeper? How can we be more joyful? How can we offer this in a new way that will be really, really satisfying to you? And so that, this earth that is the learning camp that we're all in is filled with ways to distract us from that. And it's filled with ways to help us try to bypass that. I'm just going to skip this really important step and get on to the next thing. But that usually yields just more of 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, 1 step forward, 80 steps back, and not the kind of progression to be able to share our wisdom with the world that we deeply desire for ourselves, that is knocking at your heart's wall, and that I know God deeply desires for you too. So I hope this is helpful, and why that step is so important, what the consequences are of not having that fulfilled in your life, and there's all these people that are missing out on it too in the world, who aren't receiving your wisdom and your particular gifts as well. So that's what I'm here to help with. If this is knocking at your heart's walls, just reach out to me. You can private message me. You can also send me an email, whatever works best for you. And let's just kind of ascertain. Let's get you started. Let's figure out what is that wisdom within you, so that you can be the light that you want to be out there in this crazy world that's so full of contrast. We need everyone that we can possibly get with the Jesus message, this really authentic, beloved Jesus message, to be out there and sharing it. And that's my deep desire for all of us. All right, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Reach out to me or comment. If you have any questions, be sure to tag me, and I will talk to you soon.